Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted.
Joining me as my first guest this week is a very, very well-known face in our local community, that of Lily van Tongeren, who is now Vice President of AAA Animal Rescue Centre. Lily, welcome back to the programme.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Glad to be
I'm loving
here.
the look. You come obviously straight from AAA.
Straight from work,
It's
yes.
been pouring with rain today, to say the least. It's a different type of day when it's raining. Tell us a bit about how it's been going today.
Well, it's been actually terrible. The cages, of course, not many are not locked in. We have got some plastic sails on top of the roofs. Some dogs are absolutely wet. Lots of people, the ones that are there, are kind of taking away the water as much as possible all the time. Floors are never even, so the water stays. The dogs stand with their paws in the water. We try to uplift them. We try to do anything. And the worst part of it is that the washing machine has broken, the electricity in one of the parts has failed, so we cannot do any of the washing of the towels or the blankets to keep them warm. We've tried to put coats on.
Sounds like a typical day when it rains in Marbella.
We're not prepared for this rain.
In the sense we're not prepared for it. Things don't work as well
No.
when there's this unexpected heavy rain.
No, we're not expecting this. And unfortunately, it's going to be another few days. So I would urgently ask everybody, any old towels, any old blankets, any old sheets, nice and warm plates or whatever, please contact us, drop them off, or we can pick it up. Anything is so much welcome. As I said, we cannot wash now, so it's much needed.
So if anyone wants to donate a washing machine, is that also acceptable?
Yes, at the moment, definitely. We are looking, of course, trying to raise enough money to be able to buy an industrial machine, because the laundry, of course, is stacks high, and the smaller machines work, but they only work for a little bit. And specifically in the winter with the blankets, it's very heavy on the machines. So we're trying to buy an industrial machine. But any washing machine at the moment, as soon as we get the electricity, we're walking around with wires and trying to cords to make it work. So anything is welcome.
It's lovely to know that they are refurbishing the original AAA installations, and in theory this is a temporary space.
Yes.
But it's always challenging to work with the animals in this temporary space. Although I see you guys are really working wonders, there are more challenges than before. So you made quite a few adaptations, for example, on how the walking of the dogs is done. So that's more frequent, obviously not on a rainy day, but you've changed quite a lot of the basic infrastructure of how the AAA works. Can you just update us a bit?
Yes, because of the infrastructure and the place that it is, we have like what we call the front dogs. That's about 60 dogs. They're on the front part, and they're mainly all in separate cages. Some are with 2 or 3, but that's maximum. The majority of the other dogs are in the back area. There's larger patios where many dogs can be in the patios, and then we of course have the building, and there's about 60 dogs in the building, so it's been divided. The walking that we do during the week is the front court, or the front part, the 60 dogs. Volunteers come from 10 till 1 or 2 o'clock depending, and they take the dogs out for half an hour and spend more times with the dog. Instead of trying to do all the dogs quickly, we're now spending more time with the dogs when it's not raining, of course, and they can get a really nice walk, and then they go into a small patio where the dogs can run free for a few moments and being petted, etc., etc. And that's between 10 and 2, and after that it's a peaceful, quiet time for the dogs.
That time between 10 and 1 and 2, if someone would like to go and walk a dog, I know that in theory one should send an email.
Yes.
But if someone has that spur of the moment, which I think is quite frequent here, well, why don't we just go to AAA and walk a dog? Can they just show up and walk a dog?
Yes, it can, but it makes it a bit more difficult because we do not allow the volunteers to go in to get the dogs. We have a supervisor. She goes in or he goes in, gets the dog for the right person, explains about the dog to the volunteer, and most of the volunteers that are coming have been kind of instructed beforehand on where to walk and how to walk and what to do with the dog. So if somebody shows up unannounced, it'll take a little bit more time from the supervisor to explain how it works, but it can be done.
Okay, so just someone wants to go, but at least they can maybe show up and have a look and see what it's all about. Because I do know from previous years it can be very difficult when you're trying to run a facility such as AAA to have people showing up because they suddenly have that urge that they want to do something with the dogs.
It's I understand that. You know, it's like on Sundays we get a lot of families coming and they are with children and they just want to see the dogs, which is understandable. But there is so much happening in the shelter that people don't realize. I mean, it's not like a store or a zoo where you can come and walk around and see the dogs. That's why right now the volunteers are not really going inside, because every time the volunteers walk around, the dogs go absolutely crazy. It's too stressful for the dogs. That's why we have only 1 or 2 people walking around, taking out a dog, bringing it to the front where the volunteer is, and then they get walking. They come back and they deliver the dog in and it goes back to the cage. It's all for the dogs, the protection of the dogs, because they go totally haywire. That was one of the reasons why before in the old location we only could walk on Saturday, because it would be terrible, destructive for the dogs. Now that we are working with only 60 dogs, we can do it every day, but it still has to be done in a structured manner.
Coordinated.
To keep it,
exactly.
Coordinated, to keep it a bit quiet for the dogs.
Yeah, and also for everyone to know what they can do, and as you say, where they can walk, and or the expectations. Most of the money that you survive on is through donations, membership, and events.
Yes.
A lot of people do events for you. You organise a lot of events with different restaurants and different people, and I know you've got a lot coming up. So give us a quick rundown, Lily, on how we can have fun with raising fun for the dogs.
Well, the first event that's coming up, of course, is Valentine's Day. It's always a lovely day for a lot of people to go out, and we have a wonderful restaurant, Banus, in Banus Harbor, and we have a wonderful Valentine's dinner there, a 3-course dinner with drinks and nice decorations, etc., etc. That's, of course, on the 14th of February, starting at 8 o'clock. All information is on the website and Facebook. Then we're planning a really nice surprise dinner, which I'm not going to say much about, in March, 16th of March, so people can reserve the date. It'll be in the Boulevard of Marbella. Then, of course, we're going to have our annual dog walk. I'm planning that maybe from a different locations and otherwise the same one. There's different events in the making, but we have not. After this, we have not special dates yet. But yes, there will be. We try to do at least one event every month.
And you're doing very well with these events. It's surprising how much money can be raised, whether it's through a fashion show or just in a restaurant, giving part of their money. And any restaurants that want to jump in and do things, you can feel free. You don't have to wait to be invited, right?
No.
People can do events and then just donate the money if they would like to.
There's many things that restaurants can do on their own. I mean, they could have a AAA day and just kind of that night take like €1 per person that comes in and donate it to AAA, or there's a lot of things restaurants can try to do. And always contact me if you have an idea. Of course, the raffles always bring in a lot of money. People love to, to get prizes. So I always try to combine a raffle with a dinner or a lunch.
But again, that's getting companies to donate. So it's a lot of work involved.
It's a lot of work involved, yes. I have several people or companies or hotels that I contact all the time, and they probably kind of get fed up with me at this point. I'm writing them every time, please, can you donate a voucher for a dinner? I've got the Australia Beach Club, always gives me vouchers for their spa. Different restaurants give us vouchers for dinners, but you cannot always contact the same people. So I'm always open for all kinds of donations, bottles of wine, bottles of drink,
but
nice things that people love to win.
A good way for a restaurant or a business to promote themselves very reasonably for the price of an invitation. New people get to hear about the place, they get to visit the place. So I kind of do think it's a nice way of doing internal networking, promotion.
a bit of public relation for the ones who donate the prizes as well, of course, because we always mention it, etc., etc. And new people are going there, and you never know what comes from it.
Exactly. So you've got the ways of contributing and going to all the events that AAA does, or organising one yourself. becoming a member, that's, as you say, the price of a cup of coffee. You can become a member, and I suppose that would be an optimum way of getting in money, because then you know that you have a consistent amount coming in every month based on that membership, which isn't very much for a member.
No, it's like friends of the shelter, of course, can start with €5 a month, and that of course gives us a bit of an overview of what's coming in. We have always we know what goes out, but we don't always know exactly what comes in. So to have steady support, you know, and in a monthly donation or a monthly membership, a monthly friendship. Virtual adoption, of course, is a very, very nice program. We have a lot of people from Germany joining us for virtual adoptions. They adopt a dog from far away, and they get updates on the dog, and we keep them in touch with the dogs. People here who would virtually sponsor a dog, if they cannot really adopt one, they can come and walk that dog and see the dog and, you know, do something with it. And so that's a very nice program to support AAA.
That is nice, right? Because you get to, as you say, a lot of people can't have a dog, they have an apartment or they're out working all the time. But if you can have that opportunity to have a dog that you can feel an attachment to and get a special connection, nice for families. So that's a very nice option as well. So you can become a friend of AAA, you can have virtual adoptions, you can actually adopt. Surprising also how many animals go abroad. But that also, apart from the going abroad, you have to get them to airports and do all the paperwork. Again, a lot of work, but that's a big attraction somehow that they go abroad.
Yes, well, there's a lot of countries that would like to help Spain and the Spain dogs, because you know the situation of the animals here is sometimes very often worse than in some of the northern countries. There aren't that many stray dogs there anymore, so they like to help, and we have some agencies that help us in those countries. Then when the dogs get adopted, we take care of them, we get them to the airport, or if it's a road transport, we have companies that come with a big van, and then 10, 20, 30 dogs can go at the same time to the new owners, and that always goes very well. A lot of them go to Germany, some to Holland, and people are always welcome to come and ask if we can help transporting the dogs.
So lots of opportunities for volunteers I'm seeing here, apart from walking the animals. Obviously cleaning would be a big one.
Cleaning is always a big one.
Helping at events.
Helping at events.
Take animals to the airport. And the vet, you were at the vet the other day with a couple of dogs in emergency.
I go 3 times a week at the moment now with dogs that needed operations. One had his leg amputated, one had his toes amputated. I'm taking care of 2 of the sick dogs in my home, and I have to bring them to the hospital. That helps us a lot in Fuengirola. So at the moment, 3 times a week, early in the morning, I go with sick dogs. Tomorrow I'm taking 3, and then go and one gets an operation because his patella is moved. Then we have to pick them up again in the evening. So there's a lot of work. Dogs need x-rays. If we do not know, if they walk funny, if there's anything and we have a question, they get x-rays, and we don't have all that equipment. So we also always have to use outside veterinarians, and we try to do that close by or necessary to an emergency hospital in Malaga or Fuengirola.
You never stop. Where do you get the energy?
I don't know. I'm glad I have so much energy, and I'm glad that I can do this for AAA, because otherwise I would go crazy if I can't spend my energy, and I like to spend it this way.
Well, you're doing an absolutely amazing job, everyone at AAA. Lily, it's the years I've known you to now see you as Vice President and really taking and embracing that responsibility as you've always done, and having an opportunity to make changes that you see, and enjoying the team is fundamental. Yeah. You're doing a lovely job. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
Very happy for you.
We're making a few changes in everything, and I'd like to mention, if you don't mind, other than adopting a dog, we have now a program. It's called Dog for a Day. So if somebody wants to take a dog for a day, they can come in the morning and pick up a dog and go to the beach or go to a park or go to a restaurant. It helps the dog to kind of socialize a little bit once in a while, and it's great for the dog to be out, and nice for the people to have them just for a day day and bring them back at 5 o'clock.
What about that? Rent a dog day.
Yeah, dog for a day.
Dog for a day.
And we also have now, somebody donated some equipment so that we can have like a spa for the dog. So somebody can sponsor a dog to get a spa. And they get nicely washed, they get trimmed, they get done. And that's a nice way to sponsor as well. So that's very new. We have the beautiful equipment ready in the spa room. And then there is, of course, we have a lot of PPP dogs. That is the potentially dangerous dogs. At least they're not dangerous, but they're called dangerous. And we're also trying now more people to have them adopted. And we will guide them and help them in getting the license, because that is for a lot of people, you know, a reason not to adopt is because they have to get a license. It's not very difficult, but we try to help them all the way.
So they can understand the process and make it simple.
Yes.
Lily, I can just say congratulations again. Website, I imagine, has full information on all these things.
Yes, absolutely.
And photographs updated of the dogs that are up for adoption. So people can look before they go just to see who they'd like to adopt or virtually adopt.
Yes.
Well, the volunteer team that is involved, as with all of you, are doing an amazing job, and they're making it very easy for us to help out. So please do go along to AAAmarbella.org and see for yourself. Lee, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nicole.
Muchas gracias. Don't go away. Back in a moment.
Hey, hey.
Hero welcomes at Wheels Café.
Everyone that comes and wants to join our Zero Hero Association, they will have free non-alcoholic drinks at our venue at any time.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hogan stand. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign. And we recommend everybody. Nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
We are
A couple of weeks ago, I took you with me to see the launch of the Marbella Rugby Club's new magazine, MRC. First rugby magazine in Andalusia, no less. Now I'm going to take you back to the rugby club because I went at the weekend to watch Marbella play against Malaga. The game was fun. The atmosphere was electric. Everyone was there with their families from the opposing team and, of course, from the Marbella team. But I have to say, the atmosphere there, the solidarity and the relaxed feeling that you get when you're in a community spirit is well worth it. If you don't know how to get to the rugby club, and so many people ask me, well, where is it? They know it's Elveria Way. If you're coming from the centre of Marbella, as you go round the corner past Rio Real and you get to see the Costa del Sol Hospital up on the left, you then have a sign that says to the right, the Altos de Marbella, 500 metres. So the minute you go past that sign is where you turn off. It's a little slip road, so you don't want to go up to the Los Altos de Marbella. No, as soon as you go past the sign, that's where you go down the little slip road, and you're right there. The Marbella Town Hall has sponsored a brand new car park, loads of place to park, and they have great tapas in the clubhouse. There really is a great atmosphere, and I encourage you to take part. And if you want to play, also, you can join in. I think on Tuesday and Thursday evenings, you can play, and the kids go at the weekend. So do check with the Marbella Rugby Club to see what it's all about. And I'm going to take you now so you can just have a little snippet, see for yourself.
It's a brand new day. Hey, hey, hey. dropped out the race, and as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Life's waves shifted, falls in place, and you feel like you're lifted to where angels lay. But as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You know it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Put it in motion, crossing that ocean. Putting those hours in, climbing that mountain. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted, you've been out of shape, and you feel like you've missed it. You dropped out the race, and as time flies by,
G-Wine is happy to be Zero Hero partner.
How cool is that? G-Wine.
Thank you.
When I'm the designated driver, I think it's only fair that I get to choose a Zero Hero venue that rewards me with free soft drinks. My friends all get to choose and booze, and they feel safe going home with me. Make sure that you get your reward for being the designated driver. Why pay if you don't have to?
When I first met my next guest, it was through Charo van Hulst, who at the time was helping raise funds for the Butterfly Children charity for Deborah. Today, he's back with me again, but thanks to CIT Marbella, which is a business networking association here in Marbella. It's a really cool association to belong to because they're really involved with all the administrative side of having a business and networking in Spain. They understand all the different procedures and how to get all the things moving, and they've got a really nice selection of businesses. So I think like 80 different professions, more than 500 different members, and Bernardo Retana of the otium-group is one of them. Welcome back to Marbella Now.
Thank you so much.
It's the last time I saw you was in the Guadalpina Banus Hotel.
That's right.
Just before it all started.
That's right. I
just
forgot
before we
that
went into
actually.
lockdown, everything. We had a beautiful day at the beach.
Yes.
We had such a
did.
wonderful networking breakfast. Everything was wonderful, and the following week I recorded the program from home.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Amazing,
I
huh?
forgot that. I remember the interview, but I
Everything that came after that.
The timing
is,
I didn't remember. Yeah.
Quite amazing how things can change so quickly.
Yes.
Your company is interesting for me because it's also very different. It's the otium-group.
Yes.
But the cosmetic aspect and the medical aspect and the real estate basically are all completely different.
Yeah,
But somehow you melange it all together quite well in one group. Can you explain a bit about the setup and how you branched out into all these interesting areas?
Yes, so you're right. Many times people say there are such different things and there's so many things, but it's actually, it has more synergy than people think, sometimes, because by the end of the day, I thought, like about 12 years ago when I started setting up my own businesses, I thought, what are the sectors in Marbella that are important? And of course, it's tourism and real estate and also health and beauty. So eventually we got into all these sectors. And there's a lot of overlap because by the end of the day, people that come here on a holiday, for example, they also, they want to look good, they want to feel good. So that's why it fits very well. And actually, we have a lot of clients that are clients in real estate, clients in the clinics. So it's actually. It has a lot of common sense.
It does. I was saying because initially when you look at it, it's like, well, this doesn't make sense. But then naturally we go through, because while you're there and you're doing someone's face or what have you, they want to buy a house and you happen to know what they're selling, so everything here is.
Exactly, yeah. We don't want to do everything, of course. I mean, we're sticking to this. Also, of course, you have seasonality, so we on the real estate side, we very much focus on, luxury vacation rentals, which of course has a lot of emphasis in the summer. In the summer, the clinics are a little bit more quiet, even though people think the contrary, but that's the case. So it fits in all very well, we can.
And do you run everything yourself, or hopefully you have
We have a structure.
Team to help you?
We are about 20 people as a group. Yeah. So we have there was a time I used to do a lot myself, which I think every business person has to do that if you start from scratch. But I enjoy that. I think it's important. You need to know how things work. You need to go through things, and so I'm happy about it. But now we have a structure. We have our all the functions that you need in a company. We have them. We have our accountant. We have our administration. We have salespeople. We of course have a medical team. So it's a proper structure now. And what I need to do nowadays is obviously develop the business and work on the strategy and work on the expansion.
And establish everything.
Yeah, exactly.
You have clinics, right on the coast, you've got in Estepona, Marbella, San Pedro, I think even in La Cala de Mijas for the aesthetic clinics. Tell us a little bit about the setup and the ethos and why
Yeah.
they're different, why you're
This
obviously special. Everyone has their special something.
yes. Well, we indeed we are now in Soto Grande. We're in Estepona. That was our first clinic because we live in Estepona. San Pedro de Alcántara and La Cala de Mijas. And we're looking to open, either Marbella and Banus, possibly Malaga. So there is an expansion plan, of course.
Are these all within the company or as franchise opportunities?
They're all owned by us. So they're owned and operated by us because we want to keep the quality. It's very important for us in the beginning, especially. Maybe when you grow, you can think about franchising and things like this. But for the moment, it's not necessary. We really believe that by kind of controlling it ourselves, we can keep the quality, which is, and I say we because it's Beatrice and myself. Beatrice is my wife, and she's also the director of the clinics. So we work on it as a couple, which is actually working very well. Contrary to what a lot of people say, oh, how can you work with your wife, but it works very well. So
no, I can understand that, particularly you're doing different roles within the business.
Exactly.
And then you also have a lot to talk about because you've got mutual interests. Yes. I kind of think it makes sense.
It does. We really enjoy it. So we got into this because we are also, we have a distribution company for medical products, aesthetic medical devices. That's how we started in this sector. And then gradually we thought, okay, it's actually probably a good idea to get into the clinics as well, because I have my first career, which is now, which started about late 90s, was in hotel management. So actually there's a lot of overlap between hotel management and boutique clinics, We try to really, so what I'm trying to say, I can actually use that experience in the clinics, When you come to one of our clinics, the idea is that you actually feel like most patients are ladies, right? So that you feel like a queen and that you're treated well, you have a very nice coffee, you have a little chat with someone. So we really try to give very personalized attention. Okay, this is not something unique, of course, but I think...
But a lot of places have forgotten that.
Yeah, I think so,
A lot has become very clinical, I think, now, very in and out.
Exactly. I really tell the girls, the team, we have to give a lot of attention to every single patient. People come to spend quite a bit of money. These are it's, you can say it's almost sort of it's a luxury, right? I mean, people are coming there also for the experience. They want to they have an expectation. They want to leave the clinic looking a bit different. So it's very important to keep the focus on every single patient. And so I always say what do we do different? Well, we focus on the quality of every aspect. So quality of medical team. How do you get a good medical team? Well, you need to give them a lot of education. So our doctors, they have trainings maybe every 2 weeks, So one, they call it key opinion leader, like a trainer will come from a big laboratory. He will train a certain technique, And so if you do this continuously, your medical team improves, in quality. You need good quality of communication. So something else we're doing now, we're going to centralize the communication, just like, for example, in a hotel company, you have a reservation department. We're going to have the same. So we're going to have 1 or 2 ladies that focus on the patient communication and patient experience, So it's a lot about focus, of course, so that the girls at reception can focus on, dealing with the patient when they're in the clinic, and so we segregate that. Of course, the clinic of products is very important, because we don't believe that by saving money on the products, we're having more benefit. We believe the contrary. If you spend money on good products, so the injectables, for example, right, the dermal fillers, it has to be good quality because you're dealing with the skin of people, right? It's not a joke. So, and of course, in general, the quality of the attention, quality of the coffee, quality of it's all about quality in the end. There's one way in which we want to make a bigger difference even, and that is because it's all nice and good that we look at the exterior of people, how their skin is, how their lips are, but if you really think about it, your good looks start with your inside, right? So if you feel good and you have a good rhythm in your life, you have good habits, then you will look better as well. We all know this. We're all on a path, kind of struggling every day to have a better life, right? Which is normal. We all have that. Nobody has a perfect life. But I started getting fascinated myself by this because I started reading a book called The 5 a.m. Club, which is a book by Robin Sharma. He's a Canadian author. And he explains the benefits of waking up really early. 5 a.m. is awfully early, especially in Spain. But I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not doing it now, I'll be honest, but I do it, I sort of in springtime I start again. And it changed my life kind of, because I had the feeling that I have much more time, you know. So that improved my sort of my condition in general, you know. And so why am I saying this? Because in the clinic we notice a lot of patients. They basically say, oh, you know, I'm so stressed, or I have, you know, people, you know, kind of complain. You know, it's normal. It's obviously confidential, but because it's a medical environment. But we get to get this information. So what I've developed is a program called Otium Vida Sana. So otium, healthy life. So we started helping people with the way they live, you know, with their. It's all about habits in the end, you know. If you have a very, if you don't eat well and you sleep late, and you're on your Instagram till 1 a.m. or on Netflix, you know, those are bad habits, right? In a way, especially during the week. So
they're not productive habits.
Exactly, and a lot of people live like this. If we are honest with ourselves, but if you're willing to make the change, and they can be very small changes. It can really change your life, you know, and you feel much better and you look better. So that's
Apart
why.
from getting up at 5 a.m., what were the other little changes that you made that helped you
need to
become so structured?
You need to look at your food, of course, right? It's all about small decisions that you make, right? Because we all have like cravings, but it's a sequence. If you do exercise in the morning, you kind of lose your cravings. The nature has thought of everything in that sense, you know. When you do exercise when you wake up, then your cravings kind of go, you know. It's very funny, but it's true. So once you start getting more kind of knowledgeable about this, it all starts working better. But it's a constant struggle, because in summer maybe you have a dinner at 11 p.m. You're not going to wake up at 5, right, the next day. So it's about choices.
It's like everything, just take it like with a little bit of philosophy.
Yes, exactly.
Not being too over the top with anything.
Exactly.
No fanaticism.
Yes, nobody is perfect, and it depends also on your situation. If you have, let's say, 3 children, and you know you have a different life, you need to spend time on them, for example, or if you have a very busy job. But you know, it's a science. It's a science. But we want to encourage people to think about these things and to make these micro changes so that they feel better.
I have to say that you are a good ambassador for what you preach, because you do so much. You have so much going on, so much responsibility, even just with the staff and the people in the team, that obviously you not being stressed is like, well, he's doing something right. There's something right going on here, because you look too relaxed for being what you're doing. But do you attribute this to having that control of Vida Sana in the otium way, and just...
It comes from before, I think. I mean, I very much believe in seeing the relativity of things, right? In you know, someone can perceive something as a problem, but to another person is not a problem, you know. So as long as you can consider the basics in life, you know, you don't get too stressed. I mean, that's my that's my philosophy. You know, you have to you need a positive attitude. Positivity is very important. You know, we can always see things in 2 ways. But why see it in a negative light if you can see it as something, if you can turn it around? That's what I've always done in my life in general. And in business it's important, because as a business person you go through a lot of ups and downs, you know. You have to struggle a lot, you have to, you know, you have to pay taxes, you have social security, you have all kinds of things to deal with. Then a sale doesn't happen, or some issue arises, and you need to always you know, you need to see it through. You know, you need to continue. So, you need it's something you can work on. You know, you can make your mind stronger, literally, by having a certain way of thinking. So, yeah, I think that's you're right. People usually say, "Oh, you're relaxed." Yeah, I have to be. You know, I have no choice.
Well, it's an example I intend to follow. Really awesome. Lovely to see someone as busy as you, as capable as you, And just so relaxed as you. So may that be the same for all of us. Bernardo, lovely to catch up with you again.
Likewise.
Thank you so much.
Really
Perhaps
nice.
one day I can pop by to one
I
of
would
the
love to, yeah, please.
clinics and take a look.
Do so.
Do a little bit of filming.
We'd love to. You're always welcome. Yeah.
Well, you look great. For a 90-year-old, it doesn't look bad. Huh? Bernardo, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the time.
Hey, don't go away. Back in a minute.
Hero, welcome here at the Gaucho de Banus.
Welcome to Lemongrass, Doña Lola. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, Casa is proud to welcome the Zero Heroes. So come on in and enjoy free soft drinks for anyone who is the designated driver. Thank you, Nicole.
So here we are at Everest. Very cool.
Yeah.
Stickers going up.
Hiya, my name is Govinda. I'm from Everest. Welcome to Zero Hero, to Everest Fusion, to enjoy your cocktails, drinks, and happy hour as well. And food, of course, is delicious. Thank you.
Welcome to Sister Taperia. Perfecto.
I was delighted to be invited to a Michelin star restaurant to do a tasting. And it was actually very, very tasty. I couldn't believe that I'd never been there before, even just to take a look. It's called El Lago, the lake, and it was quite different, I have to say the least. And very, very surprising to see that a restaurant, not the chef, the restaurant has had a Michelin star for 18 years. The day that I went, they just dropped off the new plaque for 2023. So congratulations to this family-run business. Roberta is of the family, and she's the only woman who is working in the team. She's absolutely delightful. And it was also really nice to chat with the chef, who is a local boy, is a big fan of local product, and blagged his way in Liverpool to becoming a chef, at least taking those first little steps, making tapas, and to come where he is now. Very, very impressive, very expensive, really, if you think about it, on an everyday to day, but not when you see what you get. So if you want to take someone to impress, or want to impress your own taste buds, check out El Lago.
Hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted, you've been out, and you feel like you've missed it. You dropped out the race, and as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide.
Muchas gracias.
See that's gonna go your way.
Now, congratulations. This place is awesome, and it's a family business.
Yeah, it's my family business, and well, I moved here from Italy 2 years and a half ago, and I'm here from organizing the events and then the social media and well, all the marketing, and well, I'm the only woman in all the staff. Yeah.
And that must be very nice. I imagine they treat you very nicely, because this is a very exquisite restaurant.
Yes, and they are like my family. You know, I moved here all alone, and we have like a relationship, a very good relationship, and they are like my family. They are my brothers.
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
And this is a Michelin star restaurant.
Yes.
But not just that, for 18 years. How do you
Yes.
achieve that? How is that even possible?
Well, we won the the Michelin star in 2005, and today they bring us the 2023 star today. And now you're going to speak with a chef, and well, it's very difficult, but we are like, you know, when you won the Michelin star, the restaurant won the Michelin star, and then passed from here a lot of chefs. The first one was a woman, Celia Jimenez, and then the difficulty is to always have that level, and to always get satisfied the clients.
So it's obviously a sign of excellence because you achieved that 18 years in a row.
Yes,
That is
exactly.
fabulous. You must feel very proud.
Yes.
So
obviously.
what kind of cuisine is it here at El Lago?
Well, now we are going to have like a more vegetarian menu. We have this vegetarian menu that is terra, and now you're going to speak with our chef that so he can speak about his philosophy and his vegetarian menu.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
For many years to come, I hope.
Thank you.
It's a brand new day. Hey, hey, hey. It's a brand new day. Halfway twisted, you've been out of shape, and you feel like you've missed it. You dropped out the race, and as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day. Life sways, shifting, falls in place, and you feel like you're lifting to where angels lay. But as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You know it's gonna go your way. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day.
La mamá al tiro. Total que la parte de mantequilla. Muy bien. Es todo llega.
Todo muy delicado.
Hey, hey. It's a brand new day. Hey, hey. It's a brand new day. Hey, hey. It's a brand new day. Hey, hey, hey. It's a brand new day.
Fernando, that was an absolutely delicious tasting menu. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
So you've put kind of like lots of different menus together so we get an idea of what you serve at El Lago?
Yeah, well, we do a mix today of two menus, no? Because I want you to taste the protein animal things with the fish and meat, and the other is more veggie, no? From Malaga.
But this is like a big thing for El Lago to specialize in fresh vegetables.
Yeah, and for Andalusia too, because I think this is the next thing for me. So the thing is, we don't have a lot of fish now because the sea is warm, and the meat is the same. We don't have a lot of meat and good quality meat, but we have very good vegetable. Then for me, this is the reason I cook this, because I can have better veggies than fish here in Malaga. Then for me this is important. If I want to cook local, you need to cook like that, because if not, it's very complicated to have a fish from Marbella or a fish from Estepona. It's very complicated because it's like, it's not easy. It's a roller coaster.
So for you, the quality of the produce is the basis of everything.
Yeah. This is the basis of every restaurant need to be, always, because I don't need to cook a lot. I don't need to do put in a plate 5 things. If you have a quality product, you need to put 2, 1, 2, 3. If you want to be more, create a mix of the things. But the quality of the product is easy to cook with it.
It's amazing, and I don't want to sound facetious, but you're so young and you're a Michelin star chef here at El Lago. You must be, I hope, very proud of yourself.
Well, of my team too.
How did you get to this point? How did you start off in being a chef?
Well, no, I start because I go to Liverpool to learn English. I go there and I start cleaning dishes in a place because I don't speak any English. Then I go to Liverpool and they are Scousers. They speak very fast, no? Then a Spaniard going to there, I need to do something. Then I lie in a Spanish kitchen. I say I'm a chef from Spain, and then I start cooking tapas in Liverpool. Then 1 year and a half. Then in this moment I speak with my family and say I need to do something, because before I studied University of Marketing in Barcelona. Then it's a very big change. Then coming to Malaga, coming to Marbella, I studied in Benahavis in the School of Kitchen there. Then all the rest is history, no?
I'm just so proud of you. It's so awesome. Just shows what you can do when you just find something you're obviously passionate about.
Yeah, well, if you're not passionate in your work, it's not good.
How long have you been here at El Lago?
3 years now. 3 years. And 3 years with a lot of things in these 3 years.
With like lockdown, everything.
Oh, open, close, then change. Because this El Lago have 23 years now. And in 23 years, it's very complicated to have it's more easy to have a Michelin star, a new Michelin star, to have 18 years the same Michelin star, because in this 18 years can happen a lot of things. But now I think El Lago is better than I don't know 10 years ago, but I know what we're doing now. I think El Lago now is better than in these 3 years. It's the best
I can't believe I've never been here before, and I'm delighted to get to try it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fernando. Enhora buenísima.
Gracias.
Really, it's awesome. Really awesome.
Welcome.
A new partner of Zero Hero.
Alright guys, so I'm the designated driver tonight, so I'm going to choose the Zero Hero place. So all of my soft drinks are for free. And if you want to go somewhere else, just check out the Facebook, Instagram or the zerohero.es website for any of the bars, discotheques or restaurants on there. I'm happy to go anywhere you want to go, as long as it's Zero Hero.
It's a brand new day.
Zero Hero, welcome to the Secret Garden. We welcome you.
It's a brand new. Hey, hey.
Thank you so much for joining us once again to watch another episode of What's Going On in Marbella Now. We actually had a couple of people who couldn't make it this week because they're not well. So get well soon, Anne Hernandez from Brexpat, Spain. She'll be with us next week. And also to my other guests too, who were poorly. But it does seem that there is something going around. Marbella is a tricky place to live because the weather changes a lot. 1 minute we're sitting in glorious sunshine and the next minute we're in the shade and there's a very cold northerly breeze. So it's Marbella layers, as I like to say it. You should wear a t-shirt and then you should wear a cardigan and then you should wear a jumper and then you could have like a little gilet and then you put a coat on because you need it. And if it's raining like it is now, please leave a lot of time when you're on the roads. There are lots of pockets of water. That means that you'll go planing and your brakes might not work as good as you think they do. And we have foreigners also driving around who get confused. And the Spanish like to stop and watch the raindrops. So it's an interesting mix. Please do make sure you look after yourselves in this changing weather. February is typically a very cold month in Marbella and it's a very humid month. There's a lot of humidity, so please do keep yourselves warm and dry and healthy. I also hope that you will check out our Zero Hero website because a lot of bars, hotels and clubs offer free soft drinks for the designated drivers. And this is to encourage road traffic safety awareness, for us to think before we get in our cars if we've been drinking, or also to make sure that we're being extra cautious when it's raining. Also now, when it's cold, I think I should remind you that when you get in your car and it's a little warmed up, take off your coats because every millimetre of distance between your body and the seatbelt will increase the force of the impact, even in the case of sudden braking at 7 kilometres an hour. So please, 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 when you or your kids are in the car, you must take off their coats, particularly with children, because they can actually just fly out the coat. And the seatbelt's left holding the coat. So please do make sure that when you get in your car, when it's warmed up, before you drive off, take your coats off and have that seatbelt nice and close to your bodies. Well, I think that's it for the moment. Again, just to remind you that the next United Nationalities of Marbella Summit is on the 18th of May. It's going to be very exciting, a real community open day. Do contact me if you would like more information to participate or to exhibit. It'll be nice to be together. Take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, and I look forward to seeing you again next week of more of what's going on in Marbella Now.
You'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gone.